the Inazone. And this one right here is the medium large. Now, I did do kind of like a quick look at the small medium, and I kind of paddled a little bit, but I've actually put this thing through its paces. I've got a full on-water review coming. So what I'm going to do in this video, though, is I'm just going to kind of give you guys a good idea and walk through of this thing and kind of what you can expect. Go ahead, let's start back here at the back on the stern and just work our way forward. And I'll break down kind of everything on it. There's not a lot going on, so this will be kind of a quick video, so let's get into it. Okay, first off, let's go ahead and let's go over the specs of this thing. So it's 8'11" on its overall length right here. Width and its widest point is 26 inches wide, and it's 72 gallons of volume. Now, I did measure the bow rocker, and it seems to be right at about 12 inches on the bow, and the stern is around about 7.5, maybe 7 3/4 or something like that. So the overall rocker profile is a lot lower than a lot of the modern boats today, which I really like that. I like that Pyranha did something a little different. The color options, this one right here I think is called mint, but there's a couple other color options that's available. I like these colors. I've always liked Pyranha's colors. And as far as sizing, it does come in a small medium, and this is the medium large. And let me just go over the sizing with y'all real quick, since I've been in both of them. I've paddled both of them so far. They basically, think of it this way. It's a medium, there's a small medium, and then a large medium. So don't think of this as a large. Think of it as a large medium. And the other one, don't think of it as a small boat. Think of it as a small medium. And that's how these things fit. I can paddle both of them. I feel right at my weight range. I fluctuate a lot. I'm around about 170 right now, and this one paddles perfectly. But the weight range on this one goes all the way up to 220. So if you're 220, I think you're going to be fine in this. It will carry you. But one thing that I noticed, the deck height is a little lower than a lot of the Piranhas, say like the Reactor, Ripper 2. It does have a lower deck height right here. So if you're okay with that, you're going to like this. I didn't mind it at all. I thought it fit perfectly. I'll go over that more in my on-water review. One thing that they did, check it out. They went back to the drain plug. Piranha's kind of got away from drain plug, but because this is a more like a fleet type boat or a beginner type boat, I think a drain plug is needed. So good job on Pyranha on putting that in there. Over the back of the tail, notice that it's more kind of rounded off right here. It's not so squared, and it's wide. This is not a half slice. This is more like a river runner. Not even like a river runner half slice. It's more like a river runner than a half slice. You got two handles on this thing. I kind of wish that Pyranha did more handles. I like the handles back here and a handle up there, but just so you guys know, you get two handles. At least they're facing the right direction. You don't have to grab them like that. So you got a handle here and a handle up there. Molded in wall holder right here. It's all textured on this back. I like that. Nice graphic. This graphic looks good. It's kind of like a throwback to the older Inazone. I mean, there was a lot of people that paddled those. I have paddled it. I just was not that big of a fan of the older Inazone, but it is still a really good boat. They went with the Elite outfitting. There is a fleet spec. The fleet spec's more going to be a little lighter, and I think it's a little more cost effective on the long run. If you guys wanted to buy like several of these things, the fleet spec might be the way to go if you're building a fleet for a school or something like that. They didn't do anything different on this thing right here. It all looks the same. It has the 2.0 thigh hookers in it, and this all feels solid to me. It was very comfortable. It works. I don't have any issues with this. I do run a seat pad. I put a seat pad in here, and I ran some hip pads right there, but I had this thing outfitted in a matter of seconds. I didn't really do much. I just put the foam in there and go. And then check out this side profile. Like I said, it's very low setting, right like that. It goes down. It's all textured right there, and the bow is more rounded off and flat up there. I'll let you guys kind of see the profile right there. Looking over it, you can see how the profile looks. Not super boxy flat right here. Let's go ahead, let's roll this thing over, and I'll go over the hull with you real quick. So rolling this over, it's not overly flat on that sidewall. You can see the wave deflectors are there, and it's very flat in that bow, but the sidewall is not very flat. It's kind of like a tapered sidewall. See how it sits? You can't set it on its side. Rolling it on over there. The rails run all the way down, run up. This is more kind of like they've lifted the rail up a little bit. So your height from here to here, it's very forgiving. This is a very forgiving rail on this. You can see the flat part right there and how it's kind of like flattened out. So your flattest point is right there. And then you can see your drop. See how that drop is? That's probably a good 2 inches, or I don't know how many centimeters. You guys can give me the centimeters, but look at that drop from this point right here to right there. That's what makes it really forgiving. And then you go down and it's nice and flat up here in this bow. So it gives you that ability to kind of whip this bow around smoothly. So I was trying to give a comparison, and I'm wanting to say that it's something between Ripper 1 and the Reactor meets Ripper 2. So it's kind of caught in all of those. This is kind of like a Ripper 2 bow, but it's got the rocker of a Ripper 1. I actually did a comparison to a Ripper 1 if you guys want to go check that out. I did a little quick kind of side-by-side comparison of the Ripper 1, and then they went wider right through here. Check out those rails. And these work. These definitely work when you want to edge it and get that bow around and move this thing around. I thought this rail was out of the way when I didn't need it, and then there when I really edged it and really wanted to kind of dig down. You do have to get it on its edge pretty far, farther than you think. Looking at it, you're thinking it's going to be a little spicy, but it's not. It's a very forgiving boat, everybody. So there's all of the hull. You guys can see it from its side profile right here, looking down it. See all that? If you're looking for a good, friendly river runner that was kind of like, we say you don't want a creek boat, but you don't want a half slice, you don't want to have anything spicy, you just want to go back to that fun downriver style, this is the boat for you. I've had a blast in this thing today, and this is something I would recommend to anyone that's just starting out, or an instructional boater that just needs a good solid kind of like to show good technique and just all around good paddling downriver. I think this thing promotes just paddling smoother and better. Obviously, it's not going to be throwing the flashiest moves out there, but for what it is, I think that Pyranha did a really good job on this thing. So yeah, you guys leave in comments below if you've paddled this thing, what you think about it. So yeah, there it is, everybody. That's all I got on the Pyranha Kayaks Inazone medium large. See y'all in the next video.